Here comes the money. You're now listening to the Gambling with Gold podcast with Jason Gold. Presented by Champions Round.
Welcome to Degen Fridays on Gambling with Gold. My name is Jason Gold, and I am joined by Steph Smalls and Cody from Smash Hits Sports. We're going to go through everything that we got on the board for the entire weekend, all of our Degen bets, all of our great dart throws, all of our random stuff. Let's start off right off the top. College basketball, that's the hot thing on the board for everybody right now. March Madness right around the corner. We got 2 weeks until the big dance starts. Cody, why don't you start off your first couple of bets for Friday, maybe some stuff for Saturday for college basketball.
Look, it is a wild slate for college hoops this weekend. Saturday is loaded. Today, we're going to find some degenerate picks because there's not a whole lot on today's slate. A lot of action going on. And I know it's a football spread, but I'm still taking Toledo minus 16.5. They have been a wagon against the spread. They're 21-8 ATS this season, 15-4 in the MAC. Bowling Green stinks. They're terrible. They can't shoot. They can't play defense. They're 338th defensively per Ken Pom. So give me all of Toledo. They have 3 straight games scoring 88+ in college hoops. It's incredible. I don't think the Magic have done that. And they're an NBA team. Insane.
I love that. Love that as a first start throw. Steph, you got any college basketball on the board?
Yeah, so looking at the Richmond game, they're playing against a team that's going to be probably without their lead scorer, so I'm going to stay on top of that. If they're without him, probably going to smash the money line on that because they play like crap otherwise. And then everything else I don't really love today. I do like Saturday. Looking at the Sun Belt, the favorites are 0-4 against the spread, 2-2 outright. So I'm going to be looking at those top 4 seeds that are playing and probably putting together some kind of underdog parlay there.
Ooh, a little round robin parlay?
Little weird. I got really weird
here.
Yeah, I got a little weird with underdogs this weekend.
Let's do it. I love to hear that. All right, my card for Friday. We're going to start off with, we're going way off the board really quickly. Southeast Missouri State, first half, plus 8.5 versus Murray State. We're also going to play the plus 15 in that game also. Drake minus 3.5, Loyola minus 6, and then East Tennessee State Citadel, under 152 and under 71.5 first half. The reason for those last two, the unders, neutral court, under 150 to lock, baby. You got to play those. So that's something to look forward to.
I have one more. I lied.
Yeah.
One more.
Go for it.
Charleston Southern, money line plus 195. I think it's a really beatable, like a easily winnable game.
That has definitely been streamed by the Sharps. That number has come down from 7 to 5.5. So you're on the right side there for sure. They're able to get down to money line. Cody,
see, I hate that. Steph, I love you. But okay. I'm on South Carolina upstate. They have been a monster. They're 15-9-2 ATS. Yeah. Charleston Southern barely beat UNC Asheville. They're the 12th seed in that tournament. They won by 1 point 2 nights ago. Upstate has dominated the Big South. They're 10-5-1 ATS in the Big South. They've won both matchups against Charleston Southern, 5 on the road, by 13 at home. I like South Carolina upstate minus 6 in this one. I'm sorry, Steph. We'll have to compete.
Oh, it's okay. I love it. Once we get to the weekend, we fall in love with underdogs. So, and you'll notice that once we get to the NHL.
Oh, NHL. We're going to pivot to NHL. All right. Is that where we're going to go, Steph? All right.
I know. I'm back. Last weekend I said I quit that. I am back on the NHL. But.
All right. Why don't we go to NHL then? I actually have a pick for tonight, but I'll let you take the floor. What do you got?
Okay. So I said I like underdogs. So I like there's a 3-game parlay that you can do that gets you to 9 plus 953, taking the Devils, Penguins, and Ducks. I understand that everyone is very high on the Rangers possibly blowing the doors off the Devils, but the Devils have not been playing as poorly as everyone is acting. I could easily see them winning this game. Penguins is as well. I'm like weirdly becoming a Penguins fan. I don't know why. I don't know what that's about. I love watching them play. I understand, that the other team, there's probably better goaltending. Don't know if I totally agree with that, but that's sitting at plus 115. But if you stick all these together, it looks very pretty. Also, the Ducks, like how they played against the Bruins. I think they come at home and get another win and keep that going. And then who was the other one? Dallas. I like the over 6 in that game. I also think if you're going to take a team, I probably would stick with Dallas. I just see this game being high scoring. Both of these teams have had some pretty high scoring games throughout the season. So I'm on those. And if you go, you can play around with all those teams. You could do like a Penguins, Ducks, Dallas, or plus 720. A few things you can do with all those teams.
All right. Cody, you have any NHL bets for tonight or the weekend?
Look, I love a good hockey play. I'm not going as long shot as Steph with those parlays. I do like the Kings favorites on the road in Columbus. I think Columbus defensively hasn't been great over the last 5 games. They've been 28th in save percentage over that time. I also like the Kings. They are great at getting shots on goal. And if you have a low save percentage high against a high shots on goal team, I think that just breeds a recipe for success. Kings are due for a bounce back. Give me the Kings minus 152. And then something to keep an eye on in between when I checked the lines probably an hour ago to now, Detroit and the Lightning has jumped massively. I don't know what has caused that, but something to keep an eye on. Lightning are they're minus 118 as a minus 1.5 point favorite. So keep an eye on the injury report, I guess.
I actually have a play in that game, which is Detroit plus 1.5. And this is purely based on betting splits here. All the betting splits, all the sharp money is coming in on the Red Wings here. And the Action Network projections had this as an A+ rating for the Red Wings. So I'm not going to pretend that I know that much about hockey, but I do know how to follow where the sharp money is going. Sharp money is going towards Detroit. So I am going to make a play on that one. All right, where do we want to go next? A little NBA action, a little Friday NBA action?
Look, the Friday NBA slate's always a little tasty. I mean, there are some really good games on tonight's slate, and from a fan standpoint, I'm all over Bucks Bulls. It's going to be a phenomenal game to watch, and I'm taking the Bulls plus 4.5 at home. They're the 4th best team ATS on the season. 4.5 points in your own house. I understand Milwaukee is good, but the Bulls are without Lonzo Ball and Alex Caruso. 2 really haven't made massive differences for that Bulls lineup this season. They've been out for a while now. Give me the Bulls in this one. I might sprinkle money line.
Ooh. Is there any concern that they played last night against Atlanta?
Yes and no. The Bulls have been okay in back-to-backs this year. So I'm fine with tailing them in this, and it's why I like them plus the points. I would have – man, that does bring in questions, but they've been okay in back-to-backs. And I like – it's different when it's at home, right? And Chicago's been great at home all year.
So I do have a bet in that game. DeRozan under 40.5 points, rebounds, assists. This is kind of based on the back-to-back thing. They played last night. He played 39 minutes last night. That 40.5 is kind of based on the fact that he's been absolutely ungodly on fire and fuego for about a month and a half here. I started to see it come off a little bit after the All-Star break. Not too much, but I think that 40.5, pretty high number. He can still have, you could have 25-4, or sorry, 35-4. He's still going to go under this number. So still pretty good game. And I like Milwaukee's defense against him. So I'll go DeRozan under 40.5 PRA here. Steph, you got anything for Friday basketball?
I don't really like NBA. I actually like the Bulls. I considered talking about that money line. I'm kind of going to stay away from it. Wizards are interesting to me. And then, I probably will be a homer and end up taking the Nets on Sunday. I think having Kyrie play, and they've been looking better at starting to kind of like realize they need to play basketball again. So if that number is nice, I might take a look at that game.
All right. Cody, you have any other NBA plays? I have a couple more on the board.
I don't. There are a couple player props I kind of like. We'll see. James Harden PRA. It's high. It's been high. His assists have been a number that I've kind of been watching too. If that number, I think it was at 6.5 last I looked. If that number goes down to 6, I will probably jump on that. But I'm a big, I like to wait on player props until right before tip off, because typically you see some line movement right before the game.
Got it. That makes sense. All right, here we go for my rest of the NBA slate for Friday. Indianapolis, first quarter money line, which is -125. Indianapolis -1.5 for the first half. Reason for this, Detroit won in Toronto last night. Coming home, they're playing in Detroit. However, they surrendered a big lead at the end of that game, lost by 12 in the fourth quarter. Think that they'll be riding high that they beat a good team like Toronto. Detroit's been playing well after the All-Star break, but I think that they let up a little bit here. I think the Pacers come in hot. I think they'll play a really good game, specifically in the first half. So like them in both those situations. Going back to the Detroit part, Jeremy Grant under 3.5 rebounds. He's only hit 4 rebounds or more in one of his last 8 games, and he played a lot of minutes last night, I believe 38 minutes. So good spot to fade him in terms of the rebounds. And then my last player prop of the day, Joel Embiid over 3.5 assists. He's only hit this in 1 of 3 games with Harden, but the 2 times that he's lost, he's had 3 assists. So give me one more on the board. I think it's a good situation for him to get 4 assists on Friday night. All right, that does it for all of my NBA picks. Where do you guys want to go next? What do you got on the board?
What you got, Cody?
I got a golf play that I really like, and I'm not normally a big golf guy, but Will Zalatoris is absolutely electric. The name, the hair, everything about him, he's just a human being. He's currently tied 5th. I like him. So I'm taking Zalatoris top 10 plus 110. I think that's a great bet. Currently 5th. Give it to me. I liked him before the Arnold Palmer even started, so I'll ride with him.
I like that as well.
All right. I like that. Golf plays I have for today, Friday, round 2. I assume that most of them have already teed off, but I put it out last night. Fleetwood over Wise, Casey over Connors, your guy Hoagie, who I'm going to call Hoagie, even though it's not really his name, over Hatton, Sergio over Burns, that's a loss, and then Max Homa over List.
Oh, I love Homa. I hope, and Hatton's playing pretty well, actually. I have 2. These are my most, you want to hear like a degenerate? I got real weird.
Yeah.
Last time Jason made me look like a clown because I didn't have as degenerate as possible. So I actually have 2 6-leg round 2 3 balls. So I'll go through them.
Okay, here we go.
Ready? $2 to win over $1,000. Gim, Reevy, Grace, Davis, Im, Henley. And then I have another one that's Young, McCarthy, Rose, Homa, Scheffler, and Thagali.
I don't even know how that works. I'm a degenerate gambler. I don't even know how this works.
It's Friday.
Steph got in the weeds. You got in the weeds for that. I love it.
Listen, I am sleep deprived to try to cover combine and golf and stay on top of every other sport. So I thought I'd get a little weird. And what? $2 to $1,000? I'm down for it.
That's definitely weird. This is fucking weird. I love it.
It's great.
That's great. All right. I have 3 more sports on the board. Why don't we start with UFC? I don't know if anyone has a UFC bet. I have a couple here, but I want to talk about it because we have a 7-stakes contest that is open until tomorrow afternoon. If you finish in first place in that 7-stakes contest for UFC 272, we were giving away a Francis Ngannou NFT. First NFT we've ever given away. Kind of cool. It's a knockout.
So trendy.
I know. So trendy.
Great.
I love it. All right. So UFC bets for UFC 272 tomorrow night. Barboza plus 137 and the under 2.5 rounds in that fight. Colby Covington by decision and over 4.5 rounds in that one. That's about -140 on the board right now. Tim Elliott, money line plus 197. And then some guy I can't pronounce, but I know he's plus 170. Michael Oleg, something plus 170. You'll find it on the board.
Beautiful. Yeah, I think it's spelled like it sounds. It's awesome. I've got 2 plays. I'm also on the over 4.5 rounds for the Covington Masvidal fight. I think this one has a chance to go the distance. And then Alex Oliveira plus 290. I like that for a little sprinkle. I know it's a longer shot play, but Kevin Holland has not been. I don't know. He's not an exciting fighter to watch, in my opinion. I think Alex Oliveira has a chance to get him with a a punch and knock him out. So at plus 290, I'll sprinkle a little on him for sure.
All right. I like it. Steph, anything for UFC? No.
No.
I figured it was much.
Jeez Louise, there's no way.
All right. 2 more sports on the board that I have. I have 2 NASCAR plays and 1 soccer play. Does anyone have anything else on the board they would like to talk about before we get to those?
I'm drained. You got me.
Yeah.
All right. NASCAR, these are ultimate dart throw. Just close your eyes and just throwing out money because why not? They're in Vegas this week. Martin Truex plus 1,600. Brad Keselowski plus 2,500. And then soccer. Brentford plus 155 versus Norwich on Saturday. That is EPL. That one actually seems like a lock. Followed a lot of sharp money to get to that one. We're in the weeds. 15 minutes of just the ultimate degenerate bets, throwing shit against the board. Love to see it. Yeah, if anyone has any other one. If not, we'll be back next Friday with more degenerate dart throws.
Love it.
It's a beautiful, beautiful slate. Love to see it.
Love it.
All right, Cody, thank you so much for joining us. We'll talk to you next week. Steph, we'll be able to follow all of your combine content on all of the Champions Round and on all of your social media platforms also. So until next week, good luck with your bets this weekend. Hopefully you make some money and we can gamble again next week. Talk to you later.
See y'all.